Exculsibles, droids, and Wookiees. It's Anna, also known as That Star Wars Girl, and I have some exciting news. So, Star Wars is, they're going to have some new Star Wars games that are not going to be made by EA. Now, to be fair, I haven't played their Star Wars games because I'm not good at video games. I am absolutely terrible. I did used to play Sims, when I was growing up. I loved Sims 2. Sims 3 was okay. I kind of dabbled in Sims 4, but at that point I'm like, I'm too old. I don't got time to dedicate to playing this game anymore. I'm not a kid anymore. But so I know there's a lot of controversial stuff about, like, I guess Battlefront 2. But I'm not good at video games, so I didn't start playing video games until I think a year and a half ago. Well, anyways, it's been a while, and I'm not good at video games. Like, that is the biggest thing. I wasn't allowed, aside from Sims, because my mom's like, oh, it's virtual Barbies, but my mom's like, Anna, you're weird enough already. We're not getting you video games. You need to be, like, somewhat, not so weird. So, I didn't grow up playing video games. So everyone's like, Anna, you gotta play KOTOR. And I was like, alright, I'll play KOTOR. You can watch those really bad live streams where I had my phone pointed at my TV because I didn't have, a capture card at the time. And just screaming because I didn't know how to play the game. But then, it evolved. It was a learning experience. And I absolutely love KOTOR. And I'm currently playing KOTOR 2 for the second time. This time as a Sith. And I love it. I absolutely love it. Obsidian did a great job. The storytelling is phenomenal, but I know from, I watch a lot of, people that do reviews or, talk about EA Star Wars games, and then I've also, I know people that have worked for EA, and it is just a absolutely terrible work environment. So I know Disney had this exclusive contract with them to do Star Wars games, but apparently that's all changed. So let's read this article. Also, shout out to Jed Tested Toad for tagging me in this. I appreciate this. The Disney-owned Lucasfilm Games new partnerships mean the galaxy's the limit. The Disney-owned company just announced a new Star Wars title coming from Ubisoft and an Indiana Jones game from Bethesda, and that's just the beginning. Ooh, excited. Let's see. Today's Lucasfilm Games announced that it's entering a partnership with Ubisoft to create an open-world Star Wars game. The title will be developed by Ubisoft's Massive Entertainment, marking the first time that a company outside of EA has produced a Star Wars game since Disney acquired Lucasfilm in 2012, ending nearly 8 years of exclusivity. And what have they done in 8 years? Not much. I feel like if they licensed out the Star Wars property, there would be so many great games out there, but they don't. I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. It's like, why wouldn't you license it out to, I mean, it would be a lot of income for you because you would get a lot of royalties from all these different companies making stuff. It's honestly kind of like toys. I mean, why would you just pick one person to do your toys? It's like, okay, well, Mattel, you're the only one that's gonna, make the toys for us. So we're only gonna have Star Wars Barbies and, some limited figures. And Mattel's gonna be the one that makes them. Sorry, Hot Toys, you're not gonna be able to make those collectible figures. Sorry, Mattel. Sorry, excuse me, not Mattel. Sorry, Hasbro. Sorry, Kinder. Sorry, every other toy company that does it. We're only letting this one company do it. Doesn't make much sense, does it? Why wouldn't you allow it to be licensed out and all these different companies can come out with games? Obviously you'd have creative, you'd say you can't do A, B, C, and D, obviously, because there is standards. So I don't know why that contract was signed. I mean, you guys can let me know in the comment section below. Again, I'm not too well versed about it. I kind of have an overview of knowledge about it, but I don't know the fine details. If you guys want to let me know, that'd be great. But let's keep reading. Also in the works is a new Indiana Jones game to be developed by Batista Game Studios. I know Drunk 3PO is super excited about that. A newcomer to Lucasfilm and Disney's properties. Now, depending on what type of game the Indiana Jones game, is, that'll depend on if I can play it or not. I cannot do first-person shooters. I can't figure that out. The controls, it's like, no, this is hell. Third person, we're good. So if they do that, then maybe I can play that. Let's start with Star Wars development on this new. Let's start with Star Wars on this new title. Is still very early. Massive is still recruiting for the project even, so details are sparse. Julian Girardi, director of The Division 2, and the crew will serve as the game's creative director. And the title will use Massive's Snowdrop engine. Beyond that, Lucasfilm Games hasn't revealed anything about the characters or setting within the Star Wars universe that the game will feature. This announcement follows yesterday's news that Lucasfilm is partnering with Bethesda to create an Indiana Jones title, the first non-Star Wars AAA game out of Lucasfilm in years. The move marks a seismic. I cannot speak today. I apologize. Why can't I pronounce words? You know what? It's because it's like 6 in the morning. That's why. For the shift for Lucasfilm approach to the gaming, widening the tit for developers that want to create games using Lucasfilm franchises, particularly in the Star Wars universe. So if it's an Indiana Jones game, I'm trying to, what is that one game with like Nathan Drake? Is that the character's name? My friends worked on it. What is it? Oh my gosh, you guys can let me know in the chat. It's kind of like Indiana Jones, but oh, my friends are gonna kill me for blanking on this, on the name of this damn game. Uncharted. Oh my god. Sorry, I had a little bit of brain fart. Because I know that like Indiana Jones was kind of like the inspiration for that. So is it going to be like an Uncharted type game, but actually can be Indiana Jones? Well, EA has previously suggested that the company would have exclusivity on Star Wars games for 10 years. It seems like either that was misstated or the clock has run out early. Lucasfilm would not confirm for Wired. Either way, regardless, EA will keep making games in the future, but Lucasfilm Games is free to seek other partners. Damn, I bet what happened was Lucasfilm was like, you know, you guys got to make more money. You guys have to do this, this, and this. And if your games are, I feel like it had something to do with the 2 Star Wars games that came out with Star Wars Squadrons. And because right now, Disney, they can't afford to be losing money because they're, the main revenue sources were actually coming from the parks. Florida is open. Disneyland has been closed. And Disneyland makes a ridiculous amount of money every single day, and now Disney, they're really getting on top of things now. And I feel like with Jedi Fallen Order and then Jedi Squadron, or excuse me, Squadrons, that they were, you know, projected to make a certain amount, and I bet you that wasn't the case. I bet you they were, you know, disappointed with it, even though I know I've heard a lot of people like Jedi Fallen Order, and it's been pretty mixed about Squadrons. But I bet you that was the test for them. So I feel like that came into play. EA has been and will continue to be a very strategic and important partner for us now and going forward. Sean Shopta, excuse me, Senior Vice President of Global Games and Interactive Experiences at Disney, told Wire, but we did feel like there's room for others. That's a smart business decision, to be completely honest with you. In 2013, Disney laid off 150 employees at LucasArts, ending in-house game development, which I don't get why. I mean, that was right after they acquired it, so, I mean, why? This is another thing that I don't understand with them. It's especially like from a business standpoint. Yeah, outsourcing can be great, even though, you know, Disney, I guess, they're selling their Singapore office currently. So I don't know what's going on with all of that. But Disney is actually known for like outsourcing, and a lot of, you know, their products or a lot of the things that are made are actually from the Singapore office. So it's not unusual for them, but that's, you know, within the company. As far as going outside of the company, one of the things that George Lucas did that made him a lot of money was that the first time he went through the studio was like, all right, well, you can do this, but we're gonna get this. And so George Lucas was like, fuck that, you know, I'm losing half of my thing, so I'm just gonna do it, and I'm gonna make myself be that person, so that way I get 100%. So, I mean, why do you think he had all of that? You know, he had Lucas, you know, like Skywalker Sound and, you know, Lucas Arts and everything. So it was all like a self-sustaining company, even though, you know, you did contract out other work. But why wouldn't Disney want to just have their develop their own games and, you know, make it all in-house. I don't understand why they wouldn't do that, because, I mean, then you do get to keep, you know, a majority of the profits when, you know, it comes to that. I don't get it, but, especially with a company like that that's like basically becoming a monopoly in the entertainment industry, why wouldn't they want to make as much money as possible and keep it all there? Maybe it's because this company does great, and so it'll be, you know, great marketing, and it'll be, you know, a great way to, you know, reach this fan base. That's something that I understand. If you want to get into that company's fan base, like if they were to, you know, partner with Nintendo on something, which I don't know if Nintendo would do it, but I mean, that would be a great way to, you know, breach into their audience and get that. So it's one of those collaborations that is, you know, beneficial and profitable to both parties. But anyways, I'm off on a tangent here, so let's keep reading. Where was I? Company laid off 150 employees in LucasArts, ending the in-house game development. The rationale at the time was the move would minimize the company's risk while achieving a broader portfolio of quality Star Wars games, according to the statement the company made The Hollywood Reporter at the time. However, in the years since, the EA exclusivity deal has been criticized as a bottleneck to the goal. That's exactly what I just said, wasn't it? Aside from the few small mobile or VR games, the number of major Star Wars games from EA since 2013 can be counted on one hand. By allowing more developers to bring in their ideas for the games, Lucasfilm hopes to diversify the titles it offers. Wow, it's almost like that was everything I've already said. The Star Wars game, the Star Wars galaxy is an amazing source of motivation for our teams to innovate and push the boundaries of our medium. Building new worlds, characters, and stories that will become lasting parts of Star Wars lore is an incredible opportunity for us, and we are excited to have our Ubisoft massive studio working closely with Lucasfilm Games to create original Star Wars adventure that is different from anything that has ever been done before. And so that was from oh god, I'm gonna butcher his name, I apologize. Yeah, let's see. I think if you looked at the game landscape, it's such a diverse population of folk across the worlds that make the games. Stopta explains, for us to go capture the amount of quality that exists in the world and be fast to market, it would be a big challenge for us to do that internally. Just like with past EA games, and new Star Wars games will be part of the same Star Wars canon and continuity shared across all the movies and TV shows produced since the Disney acquisition. James Waugh, Lucasfilm's VP of Franchise Content and Strategy, explains that while this means the games won't always connect directly to content in other media, sequel trilogy, the possibility is on the table. I think where people get tripped up on that sometimes is like, oh, then it has to connect to everything, and that's not necessarily what we're always saying. Wah told Wired. That will happen if it's right for that story. Interesting. This new non-exclusive arrangement for Star Wars games, as well as the rest of Lucasfilm's library of franchises, leaves open door for developers to pitch their own ideas for stories to Lucasfilm Games. We get no shortage of folks knocking on our door wanting to play with our toys, Douglas Riley, a VP of Lucasfilm Games, told Wired. Among that camp is Todd Howard, the famed director of Skyrim, among many other games, is also a huge Indiana Jones fan. What's been the most inspiring about the indie game in particular is the passion. It's a passion project for Todd Howard, Watt explained. He came in with a point of view and a story that he really believes in. Of course, the franchises are still in Riley's world. Lucasfilm Toys, ultimately, we have final approval over everything, Riley explained. While developers, including but no longer exclusively at EA, may have the freedom to pitch ideas for stories to the company, those developers will still be playing inside Disney Playhouse. Keeping both gamers and developers inside the Playhouse seems to be the ultimate goal of the newly rebranded Lucasfilm Games. Increasingly, video games compete for leisure and the entertainment time with the film and TV. Disney has a long history of dominating film and TV competing for consumer eyeballs, but it lacks the same level of experience with video games. Leveraging the talent of outside studios could mean consumers spend far more hours of the day inside the company's sprawling franchises than they would if Disney relied on film and TV alone. That's very true. I have spent, I feel like, over 100 hours now playing KOTOR. As we look to the next 50 years of Lucasfilm, we look forward to continuing the wonderful legacy in games which has introduced so many to memorable characters and stories. These new collaborations will allow Lucasfilm Games team to pursue fresh and exciting directions in storytelling of Star Wars and Indiana Jones in imaginative and different ways than those explored by our films. A single story-driven game can take up dozens of hours. Exactly, just like KOTOR and KOTOR 2. An open world game like the kind Ubisoft is making with Lucasfilm Games can potentially push into hundreds of hours depending on how long players want to explore. That really leans into why we are doing what we're doing, because these are massive entertainment experience that last many hours, much longer than the film Shoptaw explained. When people are paying $70 or they're paying good amounts of money to spend time with your content and play your game, Shoptaw continued, you've got to reward that investment. Wow! It almost sounds like this, like these people actually care about the products they're making and the quality of their content. Whether you feel like you're relaxing at the end of the day by watching a TV show or picking up a controller to play a game, Lucasfilm will have something to keep you entertained, and by opening the door to third-party developers, many of whom are staffed by people who grew up with franchises like Star Wars and Indiana Jones, the company will never run out of ideas from across the industry to bring under its tent. Wow! Is this the same article? No. I think this is different. Is it? Yeah, that's different. Wow, so this is actually very promising. It seems like they're excited about working on things. It seems that everyone that, you know, is kind of talking about this are people that actually, you know, like Star Wars or like Indiana Jones, and it's their passion project. I think that this is a really, really smart move. I would have never signed an exclusivity contract with EA, but I mean, I'm not them. They did what they did, and it is what it is. But now, I mean, since they're cutting their contract short, I mean, the writing's on the wall there. But again, I'm not the biggest gamer. I'm still new to all of this, but now I'm optimistic about what third going to come out with, and, you know, I'm really interested to see what it is, and, you know, if I'm going to be able to play it or not. Fingers crossed that there's, like, third-person games and easy kind of games that are, like, story-based and RPG games. Those are the ones that I like. So fingers crossed that there's a lot of that so I can play them. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you're optimistic about this, if you're not, you know, I am. I think that this is one of the smartest things. And you know what else it tells us? Is that they can't afford to lose money. And that's a big one. They can't afford to lose money, so now they're actually starting to care. So everyone, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and smash the like button. If you didn't, that's okay too. You know, thank you for watching this far through. If you haven't already, take a minute to smash the subscribe button and ring the bell for notifications. Until next time, everyone, have a great rest of your day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And may the Force be with you, because we are really, really, really going to need it. Bye, everyone. What's up, everyone? It's Anna, also known as That Star Wars Girl, and I have an Etsy store, so if you've ever wanted to own a print of my artwork, this is the place to go. As you can see, I have a lot of recognizable characters, from horror films to heroes to Star Wars characters. Some of the notable characters I have on here are Darth Vader, which I did a couple live streams painting, so you can own a print of this painting. I also have Luke Skywalker, the binary sunset version, one of my favorite scenes in the original New Hope movie. I have Darth Maul, which Ray Parks himself actually complimented me on Instagram. And then last but certainly not least, Ahsoka Tano. So if you want to own any of these prints, go right on over to my Etsy store. Again, that's The Art of Anna, That Star Wars Girl, or TSWG for short. Thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of your day.